In the last video, I showed you how you can fish for Rufa at Belaya really well, to make silver, to get XP, but of course also to use them as bait fish. And yeah, I do use them as bait fish, because I've already had trophy Rufa several times, of course. And now I'm looking for other fish that are rare and that bite quite well on rough. For example, char. I already tested char recently at Quarry. It always works pretty well there. For example, casting right from the island into the 15-meter zone, but also fantastic from the campsite, throwing into the deep holes. Even there, it works really, really well. So I've been testing this a lot over the past few days, bait fishing with rough for char. And now here at the Ladoga Archipelago, I'm testing it again. I was here a few days ago. There he is, the brook char, beautiful. Yeah, a few days ago I was already here on this island at the archipelago, and I already fished here using spinners and soft baits. And that worked pretty well too. Some big ones went for it. With bait fish though, it's just as tricky as fishing with lures. It's not like you always find the same fish at the same spot under the same weather. Yesterday, for example, I tested at the same spot and I caught quite a few char. But today, at the exact same spot, it was almost only burbot. So yeah, the preferences of the fish change with the weather. And that means you really do have to keep looking. What do the fish want right now? And yeah, just now in the past 12 minutes, I moved to a new spot. And here, there are char, red char, brook char. So exactly what I'm looking for. The other spot, I'll show that again in a moment. If you're after burbot, that's the old spot from the video from about a week ago. That worked pretty well with lures, like I said, but right now, I'm fishing with bait fish. So something has to bite on the bait fish too. I'm fishing pretty heavy here, pretty safe. Let's put it that way. Because for one, there are pike here, though I haven't had a single one yet. That might actually be a reason to go a bit lighter, you know what I mean? And on the other hand, there's also catfish here. And theoretically, with a setup like this, yeah, it's a bit overkill, way too heavy. But like I said, it's also safe. There are also salmon that can bite here, so you've got to make sure you've got enough line on the reel and that you're not fishing too thin. That's important. Still, I'm now going a bit lighter and I'm testing with roughly 12 kilograms fluorocarbon. That usually works quite well. 12 kilograms, size 4.0 hook, that's essential. Why? If you're targeting char and use a regular size 1 or 1.0 hook, that might be fine for the fish, but when bait fishing, it doesn't work. If we use a size 1 or 1.0 hook, we'll only catch 200 to 300 gram fish. And who wants that? We want the big ones. So when it comes to bait fish, there's no way around a 4.0 hook. By the way, this series here is also the best series in the game, the hook series with the highest load capacity. The hook strength isn't listed anywhere. That has to be tested by players, for players. And we've simply found that this hook type has the highest strength before it breaks. So, let's put on a fresh rough again. Always fresh rough, of course. At night, sure, you could also use spoiled fish, especially for burbot. And now I'll just cast here, toward the island. I can't even say how far it is, but maybe I'll clip it in a moment. I'd say it's roughly 40 to 50 meters. So, line tight, and there we go. Already got the next one. Very nice. That's how it should be. We'll take a look at the map in a second, and I think I'll clip it now so we can see how far the cast goes. Yeah, and now the little burbots are coming in. Still, let's put the roughy back on. Right now, I still have the Determined hook on. It's way cheaper than the others. Also works quite well. So for this fish size, you can also use the Determined hook. You can buy it at the Donitz, at the Special Adderman shop. So let's clip now. I'll clip at around 50 meters. Let's see if I reach the 50 meters. Full cast. Yeah, we're actually hitting more like 55, maybe even close to 60 meters, which is great, even though I clipped just 50 meters. So, and we've already got the next one. Now I have to be careful because the leader is much lighter. So of course I need to loosen the drag again. But already in terms of bite frequency, it's way better. But a rippus, a 250 gram rippus whitefish, that's not what we want on our good bait fish. Well, if it's just one of them, fine. But if there are lots of those, we don't want that. So, back out quickly. I think it's actually more like 60 meters. Drag a bit looser, there we go. And I think right now, Yeah, right now nothing's on. Ah, that explains why nothing's been biting. It's a spoiled fish again. You really have to keep an eye on that. Always change the bait manually. Otherwise, a spoiled one goes on, or if you don't have any spoiled ruffer left, then it automatically stops. So cast it out again, nice and far. And we're standing here. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's hard to see, but we're here, and I'm casting into this area. It's a bit deeper here, but with around 60 meters, we're probably hitting this area. The last spot, and that's also the burbot spot, is this one here. That was the place where I was doing really well with lures, with a spinner, worked really well on char too. And this area back there is about 50 meters away. So from here to there, that's about 50 meters, which means we've got about the same distance. With 60 meters, I'm probably hitting that edge zone. Should work quite well. I don't think you can reach the back area from here, must be 100 meters. That's a lot harder. Maybe with a fly cast blade, could maybe just about reach that far. But with bait fish, you usually can't cast that far. And there's already another bite, you see? You see? That's how it should be, cast and bite. And very important about the spots, I've now tested 3 to 4 spots, 3 to 4 positions, not just here, but also at the other spots on this island. And the bite rate and fish types are really very different. So you really have to test, even if, like I said earlier, you've already been there one day and it worked, you still need to keep testing different spots. Keep walking a bit further. So cast it right back out, bam, and the other one's going too. Yeah, cast out as far as possible. That's when it's fun. So that's it for this spot. You can make really good money with it. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to catch a rare fish, maybe even a red char, right here on Ruff, because char love ruffer. So it's definitely a good option to finally catch a char here at the archipelago. If you liked all this, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I really love this, and then we'll see each other in the next video or maybe in a live stream. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, always from 7 p.m.